Shantideva actually teach the disadvantage of the attachment, right? So the disadvantage of the attachment, or the fault of the attachment, is because with the attachment, then actually it will bring us all into the state of being like in the hell. In the Buddhism, when we talk of the hell and like 6 rams, sometimes people like to put it in a very literal form, like something like it is so real that there is a hell, like a place somewhere people go, you know, like after they die, and then it is just so dark, and then miserable, and then there's like the guard, and then they're all holding these really sharp things and then poking you with all these sharp things and cutting you into small pieces, sort of like that kind of image, right, that we create, like what is hell. But actually it is just all metaphor. It is we don't have to really think about hell in a way that something that after we die we go. Like 6 rams, really, there's different ram, but I think 6 ram is just like in this very lifetime, actually we have those 6 rams, like state of rams. As a human, when we are just kind of normal, when we are normal with not much struggles and just kind of simply normal, then that's called the human state. That's the normal human state. And then there is 3 lower ram that in the Buddhist text, what it talks about, it is like really, it's talking about this life. Animal ram is the ram or the state that we actually go there in our regular basis, right? Sometime when we actually feel, we are so vulnerable, when we feel like we are victimized, when we feel like we were taken advantage of, when we feel like people are always letting me down, and then people are taking advantage of me, people are like trying to sort of like eat me. So it's just an image, right? That's what in the animal realm they do, right? The same thing sort of like in our human life, when we feel like we are taken advantage of, when we feel like we are victimized by other people, or even we victimize ourselves too. So if we get into that state, that state is called the animal realm. We are in animal realm. And then when we go a little bit down in our own life, that we feel like we are so addicted, we are so greedy, and we are like, I want this, I want that. And then still you feel like you don't have anything. I don't have anything. I'm just so poor. I need this. We have this kind of like a craving, right? Addiction, the craving, so desperate that when we got into that kind of desperate feeling, that state, that's called the hungry ghost ram. That's the desperation. And then when we feel like we are so hopeless, like our life is filled with dark, everywhere we look, we don't see any light. There is like just like everything in our life is not running well, and totally depressed, totally hopeless, totally nowhere to go, like and so dark. That state is called the state of hell. See? And in our day-to-day life, in our regular basis of our life, we go there. Like sometimes we go into our animal ram state, sometimes we go into hungry ghost ram state, right? Sometimes we go into hell ram. So we don't have to fear about those things. The hell and these things. What Shantideva is saying is actually when we are filled with attachment, when we have so much attachment, and we will be fallen into this really desperate state and then hopeless state like hell. So that is why if we are filled with the attachment, then it is very similar to living in the hell. If you don't want to live in the hell, then don't live in the attachment. That's what Shantideva is saying. I'm just kind of explaining, like sometimes the word like hell, our own projection, right, of what is meant by hell. So maybe then we go into interpretation of the hell, like your own interpretation, because many of us here, if your upbringing is from the Judeo-Christian upbringing, then even the word hell, then your interpretation maybe unconsciously go towards there, like that eternal hell. So I think, hell state is not, we die. It is just in this very lifetime. How attachment takes us into the hell, right? Into the hell realm, into the state of hell. So by understanding that it will take us down into the state of our own hell, it's very lifetime. So, and the attachment is like a very sharp, like the weapon, that actually cuts you, it will cut you, and then, still sort of like go after, attachment and things like that. So that is Master Shantideva is saying. And then, that's why so attachment is much worse than that. That's what he's saying. So attachment is actually worse than hell. Attachment is worse than the weapons that cut you. And attachment is worse than poison. Attachment is worse than fire. Attachment is worse than the clip. Attachment is worse than your own enemy. So that's what Master Shantideva is saying.